It's not on these officers, it's on the traveling public. You need to comply with the regulations. Please cooperate with the officers.
That message from TSA at Rochester's airport today. The Real ID deadline is finally here, with the requirement going into effect tomorrow across the nation. That means if you have a flight booked, the ID you show to get through security has to be compliant with the new standards, or you could end up missing the plane. News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey joins us live from the Rochester airport. And Jen, TSA has been saying you wouldn't be able to board without an ID that meets the new standards, but there have been some developments over the past few hours, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Nikki. Let's start with the facts. If you come here tomorrow or any day after and you have an ID that is real compliant, you'll have no problems. You show it before you go through the checkpoint and you breeze through like normal. If you come here with an ID that is not considered real ID compliant, then you're going to get pulled out of line. You're going to have to go to a different line, which will likely take a lot longer, and you're going to have to go through additional or new kinds of screening. The TSA isn't getting exactly into what those requirements will be, but here's what we can tell you right now. The Department of Homeland Security announced today that while the regulations will go into effect tomorrow, finally, 2 decades after they were approved, there will be some consideration given to those who aren't ready. Those folks are going to get one of these orange cards when they present their ID and be sent to that additional screening line. Here in New York, there will likely be a lot of those orange cards in the crowd. The federal security director for TSA says only about 40% of people in New York have a real or enhanced driver's license. The hope is that the majority of the rest of us have a passport and will use that to fly, but TSA is prepared if that's not the case.
We've notified the airport director. He's going to help out with additional people here. We're going to have additional officers, these officers behind me in the queue. We're expanding the capability of paying out overtime and shift changes because we are prepared. We're ready. We know how many people are coming through the checkpoint. Like I said, those that are not in compliance, they'll most likely experience delays. Those that are in compliance will not experience additional delays. Are we prepared for people who may become challenging or argumentative? And yes, we are. We're well prepared. But let me just state that the passengers shouldn't do that, all right? They shouldn't become argumentative with these officers. These officers are here to do a job, and they're to keep them safe.
Yeah, and they're not making any promises about how long that additional screening time will take. So if you do not have an ID that is real compliant, you need to make sure that you are at the airport 2 hours before, just to give yourself enough time, because there's no promises, Nikki. If you don't have the right ID, it's not going to be an easy process to get through this checkpoint you see behind me.
Oh boy. And Jen, remind everyone again, what is considered a real ID here in New York?
Yeah, I want to put this up on the screen for everybody so they know exactly what we're talking about. In New York State, it's a driver's license or an identification card with either a star or an American flag in the corner, or you can use a passport card, a global entry card. You can also use a military ID or an ID given by the Department of Defense. If you haven't upgraded your current ID yet, you need an appointment to do so in Monroe County. I checked with the county clerk, and she says that the soonest appointments right now are next month. So if you haven't done this process yet and you're looking to fly and you're looking to make it as easy as possible, start making that appointment now and go from there.
All right. Thank you, Jen.